The Most Delicious Fart by Barack Obama by Doug Dorrman. It all started on a warm June night. I had dinner plans with Michelle and the girls. I haven't been able to have a nice dinner with them for a few weeks, so this night I was looking forward to. For dinner, there were one of my favorite dishes: chili, sweet potato pie, macaroni salad. Dinner was delicious. I ate a lot more than usual and had 3 servings of the macaroni salad. Then after dinner, I helped put the girls to bed. Michelle and I retreated to our room for a good night's sleep, and once I lay in the bed, I soon realized that I had to use the bathroom. But laying there with Michelle, I felt very comfortable and at peace. I did not want to move from that position, and I decided that I could wait until the morning to use the bathroom. I did not want to move from that position, and I decided that I could wait until the morning to use the bathroom. At that point, I didn't realize what was taking place inside my body as I slept. My dinner was quickly digesting. The waste soon reached my colon and laid there just fermenting for hours. And that morning I decided to sleep. Slept in a lot later than I usually do. Woke up at 8 a.m. And at that time I never felt more relaxed just laying there. And then it hit me. I had a great urge to use the bathroom. I tried to hold it as much as possible to get a few more minutes with Michelle. And all of a sudden, a large gas bubble needed to be released. I wanted to let it loose, but I also didn't want to disturb Michelle. And then it happened. I was able to control the speed, and I began to release very slowly. To my delight, it did not make a sound, and it was completely silent. I soon became very curious because as it released, it burned as the air passed through my anus. And I just lay there in silence with my back towards Michelle and my eyes wide open at this point. I was wondering if Michelle would notice. Then it was over. The bubble of gas was out. But I still required to use the bathroom. I lifted the blankets that were draped over us, and there it was. The sweetest aroma I'd ever experienced in my entire life. I couldn't get enough of it. I soon found myself with my face half beneath the covers in complete ecstasy. After 30 seconds, I felt another large gas bubble build up. Again, I controlled the release and let it out very slowly, just as I planned. And the familiar burn was there, but it was gladly received. The aroma had a very orgasmic experience as I rolled the eyes in the back of my head in pleasure. At this point, my whole head was beneath the blankets. And as I lay there in this amazing experience, I began to think, maybe I can have this aroma produced chemically and stored in a tank. After all, I'm President of the United States, and if we can put a man on the moon, then it has to be possible to replicate this beautifulness. I'll have to discuss it with the top scientists in the world. It looks like clean energy and the economy may have to go on hold for a while, or at least until I have an unlimited supply of this aroma. About 2 minutes went by before I started hearing a lot of loud sniffs, and it was Michelle. She'd woken up and been taking in large breaths of air. She seemed confused by the scent, very disgusted. A lot of loud sniffs that were followed by extreme gagging. Gagging very loudly. And all of a sudden, my bodyguards, Jimmy and Larry, standing outside my door, heard the commotion. And they quickly entered the room. Poor Larry, he was first, and he passed out right away. The surprise smell was so strong, it placed him instantly in shock. Jimmy was scared. He had a look on his face, and, he yelled and pulled his gun out as he entered the room. And as soon as he walked through the door, stepped over Larry, it hit him too. The smell was so strong for Jimmy, he fell to his knees and began to vomit. And this was happening. It startled Michelle. She looked over, very quickly saw my head underneath the blankets. And at this point, I knew the delicious fart was soon coming to an end. With an angry sigh, Michelle ripped the blankets from around my head. I was pretending to be sleeping now. Michelle shook me while yelling my name, and I got up with a surprised look on my face. Looked toward Michelle, and she had a disgusted look on her face, and told me to go to the bathroom and call for medical attention quickly. Larry and Jimmy looked like they need help. I agreed. I got out of bed and walked to the phone, told my secretary to get the doctor up here right away. At that moment, the pressure in my colon was unbearable, and without hesitation, I made a quick walk to the bathroom, stiff-legged, so I wouldn't soil myself. While I entered the bathroom, I frantically untied my pants at a light speed, yanked my pajamas down, sat down as quickly as possible, and began to release halfway through the sit. I took a deep breath and just let my body relax as I filled the toilet bowl. While I was doing my business, I grabbed a small whiff of that delicious aroma and quickly realized that unknowingly I made the greatest mixture of foods of all time. I was already determining when I could have that magical meal again. I would have to produce it for the scientists. Next time I eat that meal, I will fart in a wonton soup container and contain it. Whatever the cost, however many scientists it takes, I need that aroma to be used at my leisure. And until then, I will always remember the most delicious fart that took place on that warm June morning. The end.